Hotep everyone, this is Bastmuttepta and this is my week 4 vlog for the letter B in the Pagan blog project 2012, and the word that I picked is beginning. Now, why did I pick this word? I picked the word beginning because it allows me to talk a little bit more about Bastmut. Kind of cheated there. I mean, I guess we're allowed to do the same word twice in a row for 2 weeks as long as it's still the same letter, but it allows me to continue talking a little bit more about Bastmut, and it also brings in the aspect of my Shemsu name, beginning being a part of my Shemsu name. So, basically, I guess where I left off, I was talking about Bastmut, and I was talking about our relationship and whatnot. And, I talked a little bit about RPD in my past video, but I didn't really say anything about, Shemsu naming or my Shemsu name in particular. So, when you go through the RPD and you accept the results of the RPD, you are given the option of becoming a Shemsu. And a Shemsu is basically, full membership in Kemetic Orthodoxy. You've accepted the results of your RPD, you agree to serve your parents above other gods. Not that you can't serve other gods, not that you can't be involved in other religions, you certainly can. It's just that your parent gods are put before those other gods. And that's, just part of that commitment. As a part of becoming a Shemsu, you can partake in a Shemsu naming ceremony. And that basically is, kind of a symbol of you becoming a part of our community. It's definitely a group occasion. It's done over IRC, just considering the fact that our members are scattered all over the place. It's done over IRC, and usually a lot of people like to show up because it's a really fun occasion. You're like welcoming someone new into the community that has just been divined, taking the beginner's course, is really just being welcomed. So, the idea behind Shemsu naming is that name is relayed to Hemet, but given to you by your parent. So my mother named me, just the same way that, your biological mother would name you when you're born. Bastmut has given me a name. Hemet divines to learn this name that your parent has given to you. So my name means Bastmut since the beginning, or Bastmut survives, or also Bastmut perpetuates. So basically, the idea is that when you receive your Shemsu name, that's usually the name that you'll be referred to as in the community. And also, you have to kind of investigate your name a little bit. I mean, because you could just say, okay, my name is Bastmuttepta, there you go, I have my name, that's what I'm going to go by, and leave it at that, but it's interesting and very fulfilling to take the time to learn kind of the reason why that's your name and what that means for you, really living your name and, realizing it's kind of like a message that's given to you by your parents, and you really have to kind of decode it, because they're not just going to say things flat out. It's kind of like a message that they give you that you need to just kind of act on. So I have these 3 different variations on my name, but Bastmut since the beginning was probably the easiest one for me to tackle first, just because it's pretty. You would think it's pretty straightforward at the beginning, but it really isn't. The first initial reaction I got from it is, okay, Bastmut since the beginning. She's been here all along. That's the first feeling I got from it. And the interpretation I get that from is just the fact that when I was a Wiccan, I was dedicated to Bast, but it never quite felt right, because it had been Bastmut all along. It had been Bastmut since the beginning. She's always been with me. She's always been at my side. She's always been a force in my life. I just didn't know it was her. I just did not know how to put name to face. And that was the, initial feeling I got from that. Another interesting thing that I connected with later is that the House of Nature was not always the House of Nature. The House of Nature in Kemetic Orthodoxy used to be the House of Bast. And that kind of makes sense too, because since the beginning of the house, prior to when it was actually called House of Nature, House of Bast, she was there at the beginning of that as well. So yeah, I mean, since then it's moved on from being House of Bast, and now, I mean, you know, Taui has the Truth and Mother Shrine, so it's really, you know, all about Het and Ma'at, I suppose. But, you know, originally it was Bast. And she's even talked about this before, you know, that, you know, it used to be her house, you know, and now it's Het. But, you know, just seeing that she's kind of the root, you know, where things begin, that, you know, was another interpretation of that. Bastmut survives. That interpretation, you know, initially it was very, very joking for me. Just because, you know, immediately I thought about it. Bastmut survives. I think about, like, I Will Survive. You know, I was saying that Gloria Gaynor, I think. So I was, like, playing that song over and over again and just laughing. And it was a lot of fun. And, you know, I was just picturing, you know, Bastmut singing that song. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so gonna get hit with a lightning bolt any second now. But, that name, as simple as it is, it's kind of something that just really serves to empower me, because I come back to it over and over again anytime I'm going through anything really screwed up, which happens rather often in my life. Maybe not, you know, every day, but it seems like, you know, I guess probably not just in my life, but in a lot of people's lives, that you occasionally just have these moments that just shatter you. And that message that she gives to me is that I survive, that I continue, that I keep going. I guess it's kind of similar to that Bastmut perpetuates, that she keeps going. She goes on. So, even though things in life may break you down, may totally shatter you, may, you know, turn your life upside down, you will perpetuate. You will go on. You will survive. And I guess that's just a testament to me not realizing my own strength. And I think that that's something that she wanted to tell me, is that I do have that inner strength. I do have that within me. It's just hard for me to see, because it gets clouded with all this other junk, all this anxiety. You know, I'm a pretty bad anxiety sufferer, and a lot of the time that just keeps me from seeing, you know, the real strength that I have inside of me. And I felt like that's her way of telling me that I'm much stronger than I give myself credit for, that I've been through a lot of shit in my life. And I apologize for the profanity, but that's all I can really call it, is it was shit. I've been through a lot of it in my life, and I've always come out on top. You know, maybe at the time it was really screwed up, and at the time, you know, I didn't know what I was going to do. At the time I felt like, you know, my whole life was ruined, but I've always come out on top. No matter what, eventually I always do. And that's just a testament to me being a survivor, and I never really looked at it that way before. But, you know, of course, Mother knows best. So, you know, she just bringing that to me, that just imbued me with so much inner strength. So that's, I guess, my part of this, you know, B for beginning. Talking about my name, talking about Mom, talking about, you know, just, you know, the various meanings of my name and everything. So, I guess that's it for this video. The last one will be C, and I'll be doing that shortly, and I'll catch you later. Snub tea.